money fast on this side. I think I'm Big Meech.
What up, what up? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Ajiona and we're locked in. Episode 9 for Detective Bryant was a tough one. We got to deal with who broke in the house, who kidnapped Kevin, threw him in the closet, and also we got to watch our back because our partner, Detective Veronica, she's starting to snoop around a little bit, and things are starting to pile up on them because everyone is getting arrested and everyone is talking and telling everything they know in the streets. Now, before we jump into this and break down Detective Bryant, his son, and Veronica, and what the hell they gonna be doing moving into the finale, if you like BMF content, then hit that like button. Definitely hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Turn on your notification bell so you get something every time I upload. Make sure you follow me on Instagram right here. Now, Detective Bryant, he's trying to figure this out. He's trying to navigate. Now, I also have a theory that he eventually turns into a Fed because we know further down the line, him and Special Agent Chambers will be the ones picking up Terry. So let's jump into it. What's going to happen in the finale for Detective Bryant? Detective Bryant, we've seen over the week, started getting closer to Detective Veronica. At first, they didn't like each other. Now they're getting it in. They're enjoying each other's company on and off the clock. More off the clock than on the clock because he's still not being transparent. This week, he calls Meech because he knows that Meech and B. Mickey were the ones that broke into his house looking for that gun, and they threw Kevin in the closet. Now, Meech is saying, I ain't got nothing to do with that. Bryant's not telling anybody who did it, and he also has to keep this secret away from Kevin. Now, they keep showing us the gun. We're not sure what the hell is going to happen with the gun yet, but once we break it down a little bit, we might be able to figure out in the finale how this gun is going to come into play, because Kevin is starting to tell all the information within the house of a new safe, and Detective Bryant is moving a little funny. Detective Bryant has 2 guns of B. Mickey, one with J-Mo's body on it, one with Kato's body on it. Now he's moving the safe, the little lockbox, into a safe in his closet. Now when Kevin comes in, he's asking his dad, hey, do you think that was the bully Marcus that beat me up at school? Do you think he broke in my house? Now, we know Kevin is a little bit different. I won't say he's soft. He's just not a kid that fights or anything, and that's all right. But he's nervous, and that's one thing for a kid that's always going to be on his mind because he doesn't understand that his crooked cop dad is doing a lot of things behind the scenes that could affect the whole family. So now he has to continue to tell Kevin, oh, someone probably broke in the house, but he doesn't want to tell him that it's B. Mickey. B. Mickey, this guy you don't want to deal with. Luckily for Kevin, B. Mickey didn't pull the trigger like he does on so many other people. So he's trying to comfort Kevin and tell him, listen, we're going to put some bars up and a new alarm system to protect us in the house. But Kevin doesn't want to go to school. So Kevin is the #1 suspect that we could potentially be looking at for taking this gun and maybe going to shoot Marcus at school. And that could be one reason Detective Bryant gets in trouble for allowing his son to get his hands on the gun, and this turns him into a Fed. Once he's fired, Special Agent Chambers needs that assistance. So that's one theory I'm going with. And since Veronica, suspect #2, is getting closer and closer with Kevin, it could be her because we know that she's been snooping around. And as I mentioned earlier, Kevin was giving up all the information. Oh, my dad got a new safe. There's a lockbox. Someone broke in the house. I don't feel safe. So Veronica has always been iffy on Bryant. Transparency is always the word she's throwing around. If we're going to be partners, we need to know what's going on. She even tries to help out with Kevin. But Detective Bryant doesn't want her to have anything to do with this because now it's getting close to his home. He can enjoy Detective Veronica, but he don't want her in his information because we know that he's been moving B. Mickey's mom around. He put bricks on the streets. So he's doing everything off the books, illegally. Veronica does eventually find out that Detective Bryant moved B. Mickey's mother from hospitals. Now he has to come clean and tell her, all right, look, you can tell on me, but I used B. Mickey's mom as leverage. Now, once she hears this, she's thinking, okay, so you've been using B. Mickey. You didn't want to introduce B. Mickey to me. She doesn't know that Detective Bryant has these guns. And if you heard Detective Bryant, he said, turn me in if you feel like you have to. Now, she did say, hey, I'm with you on this. So the reason I have her as suspect #2 is because she has been snooping around Detective Bryant's closet where she found B. Mickey's visitor badge well, his wristband. So if she gets a hold of the guns, let's say Kevin doesn't do it. If she gets a hold of the guns that have murders on it, she could be the one to turn in Detective Bryant for having this, and this is how he gets fired. The guns might not come into use like Kevin shooting somebody or anybody getting shot. She might eventually turn on Detective Bryant because at this point, it does feel like they're using each other. He's sleeping with her to keep her off his back. She's sleeping with him to get information because now she doesn't believe anything he's saying. So Detective Bryant really has to watch her and keep his distance because you see everything that they're doing, they've never really agreed on it. They went along with each other, but they've never agreed. She said, let's use Markeisha against Wanda. That was her plan. She wanted to go in there and talk to Denise. He wanted to let her sit. That was her plan. She wanted to bring Meech and Lamar face to face and have them tell on each other. Bryant knew they weren't going to do it. That was her plan. So I made a video 2 weeks ago and I asked you guys, is this relationship real between the two, or is Detective Veronica really using Detective Bryant? And we seen that firsthand. When she found B. Mickey's wristband in the closet, Brian was looking like, what are you doing in there? What are you snooping around for? And you seen when they got into bed, neither one of them went back to sleep because neither one of them trusts the other. So Detective Veronica, I'm thinking another theory, outside of Kevin, she's going to get a hold of the guns and probably turn Detective Brian in, or really hold that above his head and he's going to have to come clean with everything. With K9 arrested, they didn't do their job. Now, turns out Boom is arrested. Now, Boom got arrested and we know that Terry owed him money. Markeisha is Boom's wife. These two had the pictures. They used it on Wanda. Now they're about to use Boom to tell on everybody. It turns out Boom has already said that Meech and Terry stole K9's Colombian Connect. So these two are going to have to work together with each other. But while they're working together with each other, they got to do it quickly because the feds are here. The DEA is here. Special Agent Chambers is here. If they're not moving fast enough, then all of this could crumble on them and they'll be left with all the pieces to pick up once the big players are gone. Now, this could be bad because Detective Veronica, as I mentioned, she's starting to notice that Bryant is going further and further down the path of being a dirty cop. They already switched out 2 bricks, so they need to use the information from Boom to get him to tell on everybody. Now, if this works for them two, I could see them staying together and making it work. But if this doesn't work, if Boom doesn't give the right answers to get the right people locked up, I could see Detective Veronica flipping on Bryant. All right, let me know what you think. Do you think that Kevin is going to get the gun out of the safe and ruin Detective Bryant? Do you think that Veronica is going to turn on Bryant and actually turn him in? Because some way he becomes a fed. That's how we seen that him and Special Agent Chambers end up locking up Terry. But let me know what you think about Detective Bryant in the finale. I do believe he's going to come face to face with Meech, but I don't think that they're going to get Meech. Meech is going to head back to Atlanta and he's going to have to handle his own business here in Detroit. But let me know what you think. I'm MoDI. Remember, Sunday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, the finale for BMF. Man, it seems like it's going to be a good one. Let me know what your theories and predictions are for Veronica, Kevin, Detective Bryant. Thanks for watching.